Runners on. Wind up. Pitch. Block. Gotta love it. I think it's an opportunity. I think our camp, one of the unique things about the camp, and I'm sure there's other camps out there that do this one thing the way that we do it, but I hear story after story of how this impresses families, and that's the ratio of staff that we use to the number of students. We just completed a camp this week with 34 students in the afternoon, ages 13 to 18, almost half of them girls. And a lot of the parents were a little concerned about 34 in a camp, with Jay and I being the instructors. And what we let them know was that at this camp there were 10 of us wearing staff shirts. And my goal in the camp is to staff it for an instructor for every 3 students. And I think that's one of the things that we let parents know, that, you know, there's a lot of camps where a group of 34 kids, you might have 2 or 3, you know, instructors running the whole thing. And that's not the way I look at staffing it. And I think it needs to be much more intimate. I think there needs to be a much more attention to detail. And you can't do that with those really, really high ratios. With it the way it is now, the kids get lots of attention, lots of repetitions. Nothing they do goes unseen or uncommented on. On top of all that, the staff that we have are not just high school kids from around New Hampshire and Massachusetts that I've hired. They're all students that I've trained, not only as catchers, but as instructors. We have a program inside the New England Catching Camp from ages 13 to 15 where they demonstrate at indoor winter clinics to learn how to be a demonstrator first, and then beginning to learn how to teach. And they spend 2 years during the winter clinics, the short 1-hour clinics, learning to do this in the hope that they'll get skilled enough at it and I'll feel comfortable enough to invite them to come and work at summer camp. And I think the level of staff that we have, I think, is one of the biggest appeals that people have, that no matter who their child is in front of, they keep hearing things said exactly the way Jay or myself say it, and that's the goal of the camp, is that there's really one voice here at this camp. And no matter which instructor, girl or boy, because our softball girls can coach baseball players, our baseball guys can coach the girls in softball catching, we want them to be able to work in catching in general, not just sports specific.
The instructors take a lot of pride in what they do, that they've trained with Dave and Jay for years, that they are, as Dave says, an extension of him. And I'm very impressed with that.
One of the things that I liked about the camp is that they're learning through example. There's girls out here that are high school and college players that have been through the camp, and they're leading by example for my younger daughters.
I can't say enough. I really can't say enough. And it has to do with the quality of the instruction, but I think Coach Weaver, and obviously he's passed this on to his son and he's passed this to his staff, but has fabulous skills to coach, to teach. It's not because you know it that you can actually transfer those skills. So I think this is a remarkable opportunities that we have, and we're happy that we're somewhere within driving range, because for sure we'll be back to this camp.